All right, welcome to the explainer. With all the AI video generators out there, have you ever stopped to wonder which one is actually the right one for you? Well, today we're cutting right through all that hype to find out. We've got the top 5 contenders ready for one big showdown.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. Look at all the options. There are so many powerful models on the market right now, and every single one has its own little quirks, features, and of course, pricing. For any creator, just picking the right one can be a massive headache. And yeah, making the wrong choice here isn't just some small mistake. It can mean you're literally burning through your budget on a model that just doesn't deliver what you need, wasting both precious time and, your hard-earned cash. So, to cut through all that noise, we decided to put the top 5 models to the ultimate test. We gave every single one the exact same universal prompt. That way, we get a clear apples to apples comparison of how they all perform. Let's kick things off with the one you've definitely all heard of. It's the most famous, the most complex, and yep, the most expensive model you can get your hands on today. Sora 2 from OpenAI. You see, Sora has a very clear mission. Create videos that are so realistic, you literally can't tell them apart from reality. It's all about achieving that pure, unbelievable level of realism. And to see just how well it pulls this off, we gave it our universal prompt. We designed this to be a really complex request, testing everything from its basic understanding of the world to its ability to render those super fine details like textures and lighting. And this is where Sora's power is just wow. The result is absolutely stunning. The realism is completely off the charts. It's truly cinematic, not just in its sharpness, but in how it understands light and shadow and depth. It feels like it was professionally shot. Now, it almost perfectly interpreted the prompt, but it did miss one tiny detail about some swinging doors. But that top-tier quality, well, it comes at a serious, serious price. This one generation cost a staggering 3,000 credits. Let me be blunt, that is just insane compared to the alternatives we're about to look at. This is, without a doubt, the premium, no expense spared option. So what if you don't exactly have a Hollywood budget? Let's see how the more value-driven contenders stack up against that gold standard. First up, we've got Kling 2.6. Now, this model is designed for a totally different kind of creator, someone who needs to test out ideas really quickly, make changes on the fly, and pump out high-quality content for things like social media without, breaking the bank. Okay, let's talk about the cost, because this is huge. Remember Sora's 3,000 credits? Kling can generate a 10-second video for just 400. That is a massive, massive difference in price. And for that price, the results are incredibly impressive. It's got its own distinct visual style, the colors are more saturated, more vibrant, which is perfect for grabbing attention online. All the details we asked for in the prompt are there, the audio quality is solid, and for the money, it's a real powerhouse. But there's another model in this value category that has a truly game-changing feature. Let's meet Wan 2.6, which gives creators a level of control that honestly feels like you're directing a movie. And its secret weapon is something called multi-shot prompting. You can literally write out instructions for different camera angles and scenes, and the AI will stitch them all together into one seamless video. This is director-level control, and for storytelling, it is a huge deal. So while some models are all about realism or control, our next contender is built for something else entirely: speed and absolutely flawless movement. Cdance 1.5 Pro has this incredibly cool feature called Advanced Skeletal Tracking. It uses this really sophisticated system to map and track a character's skeleton, which finally solves that classic AI animation problem, the noodle limb glitch. This makes it amazing at animating complex movements like dancing or martial arts without the characters just falling apart. And on top of that, it is lightning fast. We did a side-by-side test, and it was 5 times faster than Wan. For creators who need to test a ton of ideas quickly, that kind of speed is a massive, massive advantage. But when we get back to talking about pure, professional-grade quality, there's one final model that truly stands shoulder to shoulder with our benchmark, Sora. This is Google's answer to Sora. Veo 3.1 is a highly technical model that's built for professional work. It offers you really fine-tuned control over camera movements, and it just excels at creating those really cinematic shots. And when we ran our universal prompt through it, the results were just so impressive. In many ways, it's just as good as Sora, and you could even argue the audio is more realistic. It perfectly executed all the complex camera instructions we gave it, and it delivers all of this for half the price. Okay, so after all of that, which video generator is actually the best one for you? Well, the real answer isn't about finding one single winner. It's about finding the right tool for the specific job you need to do. Now, this slide here is great because it lays everything out so clearly. Look, if budget is no object and you need absolute cinematic perfection, Sora 2 is your tool, hands down. But if you're a professional who needs the best possible balance of quality and price, Google's VO is your answer. For that fast, affordable idea testing, you're going to want to go with Kling. For directing scenes, it's Wan. And for anything with a lot of action or movement, C-Dance is the king. One thing has become crystal clear. The gap between human and AI creation has basically vanished. These tools are just unbelievably powerful. So the real question now isn't if AI can create, it's how are you going to use these incredible tools to tell your story?